Hey everyone, so I'm at the bike shop at the moment. Wonderful place, getting my bike serviced. I don't know why I like bike shops so much. When we were little kids, me and my brother Frank and Mike, to a degree, but mostly Francis because Mike was a bit young, I would go to the bike shops in North Yorkshire, we'd try and get better wheels, like Mag's wheels, the sort of plastic spoke wheels, coloured tyres, cooler handlebars, whatever. It was just amazing. A place called Kirby Moorside in North Yorkshire. And we'd go to this shop and it was just the best day out, right? It was like when we went to York and we'd just stare through the toy shop windows at radio-controlled cars. Same thing. Coming to a motorbike shop now is sort of the same. It's as close as I can get to the childhood feeling of a bicycle shop, BMX shop or whatever. It's just fantastic. There's just bikes everywhere. People doing stuff with bikes. It's like accessories you can buy, new bikes you can look at, like tires, and I don't know what it is. I have no understanding of why it's so lovely to see all these different bikes and people working on them. I don't know. It's so much fun riding a bike. I don't know if you've ever ridden a bike. A bicycle as well, or a motorbike. Because a motorbike is just like the fulfillment of the dream of a bicycle in many ways. It's like a bicycle that you don't have to pedal when you hit a hill. Hey, here we go, hold on a sec. Yeah, it's warm flat. Yeah, is that me accelerating too fast? Hold on, I'm turning the little camera. How often are you meant to change them?
Suppose 10,000.
10,000? Woo,
Yeah,
I'm at 26.
I changed these 3 things.
Fantastic, thank you very much. How's the fuel lane looking?
What?
How's the fuel line? All right, so he was meant to do a very general thing, but he's very kindly come out. He's a really nice guy. I don't know if you ride bicycles or bikes. If you even ride bicycles, you'll know all of this stuff, right? Because this is where I learnt it. When I was young, riding a bicycle, me and my brother Frank, we used to go to this school in North Yorkshire. And it was like a boarding school, but we were sort of day boys, right? So we didn't actually board there. My dad was a teacher, so we'd go at sort of 7 in the morning, and we'd come back at maybe, I don't know, 8:30, 9 at night or something like this. And it was a sort of a 3-mile, 4-mile journey through North Yorkshire, right? Which is at night, that's very dark, and through farmland. And we'd have rally races. They're like those ones that you see them racing, Tour de France type thing, although nowhere near that, right? This was the 80s. Drop handlebars and stuff. Beautiful. So you're really in this racing position. And we'd just race through, and you can get some nice speeds on them, ish. But when you're going around corners and you learn that feeling of balance, of momentum, as you're going around the corner, the faster you're going, the more you have to lean. And all of those feelings are just it's the most wonderful feeling, And we used to race, we'd always race. We'd take shortcuts through like the dairy farm. Sometimes the dairy farm would be closed, so you didn't want to do that. It was just wonderful. So I kind of got my love of riding bikes and the feeling of speed and going around corners and banking, and you don't want to bank too far because your wheel will slip out. And on a bicycle, I've done that many times. You don't want to do that on a motorbike because you're in trouble, because you're going a lot faster. On a bicycle, I fell off tons of times, trying to do jumps, trying to switch my hands the wrong way around. Never do that, never, you'll come off immediately. And yeah, so I learned that stuff riding a bike, but I learned this love of that feeling of, I think it's physicality, the momentum and the balance of forces, and it's just wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. So on a motorbike, all it is like a bicycle, but when you hit a hill, you don't have to like pedal and do that annoying bit. You can just keep going forever, and that's it. You don't have to pedal up hills. If you've ridden bikes, you'll know exactly what I mean. I go somewhere on my scooter and I'm enjoying the journey there. I enjoy all of it. Some people say it's also like a Zen thing. What they're suggesting is that you're so aware, you have to, because it's dangerous, right? And you have to be in the present moment, you have to be watching what's happening, you have to all the rest of it, that it keeps you aware. There's some sort of Zen thing, there's some sort of meditative, living in the now, meditative thing. I don't know why it's so wonderful. And why do I like being at the bike shop and seeing other bikes? Maybe it's toys. I don't know what it is, but I do. I love it. I love just being here. I go around sometimes inside, I just look at things and wow. If you've never done it, now obviously only ride a bike if you're happy riding a bike, blah, 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 all that stuff. But if you ride a bike, right, with other friends who are on bikes, I'm telling you, have you ever seen a pack of stray dogs? Pack of stray dogs running around the beach and you think, wow, that's the life. Those dogs have freedom, right? They're free. They're just running around. They're on the beach. Yeah, they're not going to care in the world. They can go wherever they want. if you have a motorbike or a scooter, whatever, maybe a bicycle, bicycles when we were kids was the same with my brothers and friends, I remember it, but with a motorbike it's even more. If you've got you on your bike and friends on their bikes and you're just driving around, you don't even have to have anywhere to really go, you're just driving around with friends, that's the feeling. Just freedom, just, oh my God, they could do this for such a long time, with friends moving around on a bike. You put those things together, it's phenomenal. I understand why people go on long road trips. One day I'd like to do that, get some friends, go on road trips. There's that Camino de Santiago, right, de Compostela. You could walk it. Could we do it on bikes? Except you'd have it done in an afternoon, right? So I think that's best to walk, and it's like a pilgrimage. Maybe on horses, not that I know how to ride a horse, but I think that would be fun as well. My dad loves horses, right? My dad, he can't ride them now because he had a strangulated hernia, so he can't ride horses. Very sad thing. And when he describes riding a horse, a lot of what he's describing is a very similar feeling that I have riding a bike, riding a scooter, riding a motorbike. And some people, I think, frown on scooters. They say that's not a bike. They won't nod at you as you go by. I love it. You could give me anything on two wheels and I'm good, if it's got a motor, if it's got an engine. Sometimes I see those kids, like they're riding mountain bikes and they've just got like a little $50 euro motor and they've stuck it on the wheel at the back and they go by with a little helmet. I just think, my God, if I had had that when we were like 10 years old, 11 years old, it would have been living the dream. That would have been unbelievable to me and my brothers if we could have just, oh my God, we don't have to pedal anymore. We'd have been gone hundreds of miles. I guarantee you would have been in all sorts of places. It's phenomenal, it really is. So I'm here getting my bike fixed. I had an ode to my bike. I love it, I really do. And it's such a bright way of traveling. Like when you travel, a lot of people, you obviously take airplanes and stuff, and I got a problem with my ear and it wouldn't repressurize. I became so afraid of flying, I started taking trains everywhere and boats. So it's this really slow way of traveling. And I've driven a car across like Sicily. You've seen that in one of my videos, and it's all fun. Love it, love moving, love seeing new things, love traveling. I haven't had really opportunity to do it, but it's absolutely a wonderful thing to do, to just be seeing new things and you get up and there's something you've never seen before. It's amazing. It's only as I say it, I realize how lovely that is. I think on a motorbike, it would be phenomenal. Phenomenal, because on a motorbike, unlike in the car, I love cars, love it, love driving of any sort. I drove a taxi once for 2 weeks before the car I hired broke down. But I enjoyed that a lot. But then, I believe God said, try and make the video. So, and I love it. I love both. Anyhow, with a car, you're sort of in a box. Wonderful, but you're in a box. On a bike, you're in it. It's wonderful. Now, if it's heavily, heavily raining and there's a gale, that can be a bit of a problem. But I'd love to, for instance, drive a bike to Sicily, do that same route you may have seen in my earlier videos across Sicily, get the boat to Italy and then just drive all the way up through Italy to the north. And then you can go around the left of the top of Italy into France along the French Riviera. I could go past like Lake Como, Lake Garda in northern Italy. Amazing that would be on a bike. I can't imagine how beautiful that would be in spring, And then across like the French Riviera near where Cannes is. I've never been there, but apparently this is very beautiful. I think that would be absolutely magnificent to see kind of God's creation. Really, it's just wonderful to see, you appreciate being outdoors, you appreciate the colors, the plants, the air, things moving by, just, how much there is to see. And it's a real way of enjoying life, and physicality, the feeling of being on a bike. I watch videos about people riding bikes in London. Telling you I'm really jealous. Malta's got some beautiful stuff. I see him riding around London. Mind you, on sunny days, it's fantastic. And there's not a lot of them. That's one of the problems. There's not a lot of them, but just riding around London, just seeing things, because you're sort of out in it. And it's like, I don't know, wonderful. Anyhow, I don't know why these bikes are all outside. I don't know if they're all waiting to be fixed or what the deal with all these. There's loads of them. Look, the whole street is bikes. There it is. Hey everyone, so we're on a little country road. I love this road, I really do. It just connects the town of Bourmarat to a place called Nashar. And I just wanted to show you it because it's really lovely. It's a bit of the kind of Maltese countryside, which is rare. It's not rare. The whole west of the island is kind of still countryside.
and the whole other side, the east, is just like really built up mostly everywhere. I love these little country roads though. Look at that, prickly pears. You can make them into jam, you can make them into ice cream. It's lovely just coming through here in the evening. This is what I mean, really. I can smell the whole place, you know, and you have a real feel of it. I can smell the flowers. You're in it, you know. You can just feel it. You can feel the wind all over you, on your legs. It's just absolutely lovely. Really lovely to ride through in the evening. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening. This is the north of Malta. I really love this road. My brother showed it to me, my younger brother Mike. He knows all the sort of shortcuts and stuff. This is a great little way to cut through between these two towns. Where I'm heading to is actually a bit of a high up town called Gargour. Because there's just a lovely road out of Gargour down to the sea, down to the coast road, which would take me back to Aura, where I'm living. This is sort of the plains out in front of the flat we've just bought. Sort of flat area, one of the few really flat areas around, sort of countryside. So here we are, we're coming through this. I'm gonna stop now, I'm gonna wait till we're back up in Gargour, and then I'll continue and show you those roads because they're absolutely lovely as well. You can see a big valley, a big drop on the left. I'll try and stand up a bit, maybe you can see it better. Beautiful roads. This is Gargour up here. I love all the rock, you know, all these sort of natural stone walls. And this time of year is lovely because there's all the grass, right? And there's all this is like spring basically in Malta. Things are growing. It's not got too hot yet. Soon it'll get so hot that all of this stuff will go. And it'll just turn into this really, I don't know, it's just a very rocky, stony looking place where only the hardiest kind of plants and succulents and prickly pears, cactus stuff survives. You do get trees and stuff, but it's kind of brushy, you know, and now's the greenest time. Now and in November, December. There's a road here which is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Can you see over there down the valley? Have a look at that view. So that's straight down there. It's just lovely. In the very distance, you might be able to see the faint outline of Gozo, the neighboring place. I could go down here. Shall I just go down this one? I might do. No, I want to go the other way. I want to show you the other one. Okay, I actually had to stop that and start it again because I overtook this guy like a maniac and it just threw me. And look at that to the left. How lovely some of these places are. I think what I love about all this countryside is just the stone walls. I love the stone walls, the rocks, the kind of roughness of it. It's lovely. I don't know, where you live might have the same sort of stuff. It might be even better. I don't know, maybe I need to get out more. But I just think it's really beautiful. You get vines and bougainvillea growing on old farmhouses, and there's something just so romantic and rustic about these bits of Malta, you know. I know you get these big developments, but even there, you know, just the rock, the way the rock is cut, you know. Oh, 9 seconds, 8 seconds till that changes. Look at the bridge. Isn't that a lovely bridge? People out walking in the evening, you know. Look, people can camp down there. I love it. Being on a bike, you're in it, right? It's the feeling of going around these corners. It might sound silly, but it's just, I don't know, it's lovely. I really, really appreciate it. So here we go. This is another valley. Very beautiful view of the valley there. Look at that. And you can walk up those. You see the walls. Victoria lines, I think they're called. They're a big long walk where those lines are. I think the British were trying to build a wall all the way across the island, defensive wall at one point. I don't think they finally finished it, but how lovely this is. You got all these little wildflowers around and stuff. It's this time of year. I love these as well. The sort of windmills. Work the pumps. Little statue of Mary there. It's nice, isn't it? Now up here we're in Madalena, really, really rich area. Hugely expensive houses. Look at that. Beautiful. It's a bit dusty. When it's a bit dusty, it ends up looking, I don't know, like I would imagine Egypt looks, and sort of these sort of romantically North African places. Sometimes I hate the dust, but sometimes in the evening it looks really, really beautiful and quite magical. You can see how green things are at the moment. We've had quite a lot of rain in the winter. So now we're off downhill, we're winding our way down the hills. Not a big hill, but you can see the sea. Look at it. Even in England, I lived in a place called Whitstable, last place I lived, which is near the coast in Kent. I've lived near the sea a lot of my life. A lot of my life near the sea. But I really appreciate the countryside. North Yorkshire, we were in the countryside. Italy, I was in the countryside. Really beautiful. But here's the coast road. It's a really nice road, actually, along the coast, between the towns of St. Julian's and Aura. Not really St. Julian's, St. Andrews, just after St. Julian's. Busy time of day, though. I think it's rush hour. But again, look, all the coast. Can you see that little fort behind the stop sign in the distance? It's an actual watchtower. There are watchtowers all the way along the coast. This is old stuff. Beautiful. Hold on a minute. Why are these guys not going? Sometimes they take their time. The temptation is to just overtake everyone when you're on a scooter. You can end up driving like an insane mosquito. You really can, just flitting around past everyone. It can get a little bit out of control at times. So I have to sort of pray about that. The truth, God's honest truth. Look at this view. Look at it. Isn't that lovely? All the bays. I always think it looks like a pirate coastline when I come down here. Look at it. Can you see what I mean about the colour of the mist and the sun? I don't know if you can see that. Beautiful. So this is the coast road, obviously a much more sort of advanced road. Splash and fun, water parks. But even this, look when we come up to this road now, we're going to sort of get past this bit. You can see the stone walls on the right hand side, but you'll see how the coast road, the actual side wall on the left, is just cut out of rock. It's the rock has been cut. You see what I mean? It's a beautiful thing to sort of sail along on the bike and look at it. The corners are nice on this. On a Sunday morning, this whole road is just full of bikes. Everyone on their motorbike, because there aren't long roads really in Malta. For some reason, they all come to the coast road and they just go up and down the coast road. I don't know, hundreds of people on bikes, and people stay in the middle of these roads with cameras photographing them. So every Sunday morning, the piece is disturbed by just hundreds of engines. I don't know why they do it all just up and down, up and down. I guess it would just be wonderful if there was a bit of a longer road, but there isn't. There's no space for a longer road. So this is it. But this feeling of just the curves, you know, of the balance going through the curves. I'm only doing 56, 57 kilometers an hour at the moment. Still feels wonderful, you know. I think the speed limit here is 70. You see the walls, look at them. You see the walls. Now this feeling of going around the corner and the lean and the balance, it's just such a relaxing, peaceful feeling. It's like you're flying, you know? Such a wonderful feeling. Look at these rocks coming up. Look at the wall on the left. Look at that. Cut straight out of the rock. Isn't that beautiful? It's a great road. So yeah, there we are. A little bit of riding around on bikes. It's strange, none of my brothers ride bikes. And especially my older brother, you know, we were always on bikes together when we were young. But he's got a wife and he's got a son. And I asked him one time, you know, why do you not ever ride bikes? And he goes, and he just looked at his wife, you know, he's like, no, there's no way, there's no way I'm allowed to get on a bike, which I understand, you know, because it is risky. It's risky stuff. Just the corners. Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. There's the neighbouring Gozo, island of Gozo, in the distance, through the mist. Look at this. Isn't it wonderful? So yeah, really peaceful. Sometimes I go along and I listen to podcasts and stuff just whilst I'm riding. It's super relaxing. It's super relaxing way to just glide along. Sometimes you can get into the tension of trying to race people and da 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 and all that, and then you end up tense and it's no good. And I can't race anyone on this. It's a really weak kind of scooter. You know, on purpose. I didn't want to. I didn't trust myself with something which was too fast. You know. Look at this though. This is Aura. This is where I live. And then that goes further on to Bajiba. Up there's Wardia. And this heads north towards Golden Bay, Maliha, Golden Sands. Really lovely, eh? So there we are. A little bit of an evening ride. What's the time now? 7:30. That's it, sunset time. I'm glad I managed to get this microphone actually stuck into my helmet. It took a while to work out how to do it exactly, you know? But it's cool to be able to record and you can actually hear the voice. You'll be watching this on a flat screen. It's so different, obviously. It's like when you go and see a view, you know? And you take a photo of it and you're like, oh man, it doesn't capture what it was like when it was there. You know, looking at the castle over the valley or whatever. It's the same on the bike because obviously you've got, you know, 3D vision and you're surrounded by it. It's all around me, you know. I love these two buildings. This is the salt pans, which I can't remember if it was the Romans. I think it was the Romans built. Salina Nature Park. So this is the park in front of their house. It starts here, and here is an awful lot of traffic. Which there's perks to being on a scooter. You can kind of go through the middle of them. There's a lot of traffic in Malta. That is another huge problem. I can sort of scoot through the middle of them. You have to be careful because, you know, it's not the safest thing to do, but I can go through the middle. Thus, a lot of traffic. You got to watch out though, because someone could like just dart left or dart right. People trying to get into the faster lane. If they see the left's moving faster, people from the right often dart into it. But yeah, if they start going too fast, I'll stop doing this. But as long as it's around this is about the max that's traffic's moving when I go through the middle. If it starts moving faster than this, I just get in line, you know. But at about this speed, I go for it. I mean, it's magnificent. So on the right there is Kennedy Grove. That's the park. I am paying attention. That's Kennedy Grove, the park. Over on the left is the valley of Bumarat. Where we started, I was going through that valley towards Nashar. You can see the sun just setting in the distance there. This is really the perk, though. One of the perks of having a bike, apart from just enjoying the ride, to be honest, and being able to park in lots more places than cars can. Thank you very much, Guy. You moved. That's kind of you. Thank you. Many cars will move and go aside. They don't sort of begrudge you overtaking them. Very rarely a car will just like begrudge you overtaking. They sort of think, yeah, all right. You know, because you're not taking up space. And they know that if you weren't doing this, you'd be in another car causing them hassle. So kind of like inconsequential. They don't compete with you in the same way as other cars. So that's it. I'll leave you there. Nearly back in at home. And have a lovely evening. And God bless. I hope you're very, very well. Strange times in the world. I want to make some videos where I'm doing some prayers for people. I keep thinking about it. You know, things that I'm praying about for me, things I'm praying about for the world and all the rest of it. And I sort of made this video about being outside a bike shop. And I've made another one about walking the dog in the park just over there. Thinking, when am I going to make these videos about praying for people? There's so much happening, right? There's so much happening in my life and at home and with the family and stuff. My dad's not been well at all. And there's a lot been happening. But anyhow, we'll get to that. God bless. Have a wonderful evening. See you.